What's going on, y'all? It's DB here. I'm shooting this video because yesterday was my 31st birthday and it gave me a lot of time to reflect. What I was thinking about that I wanted to share with you guys was what I've learned in the last decade of my life that I feel like is not only going to provide something valuable for the people that are watching this video, but really it's the advice that I would give, my 20-year-old self. And I think that a lot of people will see this video and they'll be able to understand, or if they're my age, they'll be able to relate. This entrepreneurship journey started for me when I was like 15 years old. And when I was 15, the first taste of entrepreneurship that I got was through the industry of network marketing. So if you're watching this, a lot of people follow me, knew me from way back in the day when we were in network marketing and affiliate marketing opportunities. That was my first taste of entrepreneurship, like I was just saying. And when I turned 22, the first real taste of success that I had in business was in the renewable industry, which was solar. So when that opportunity came about, it actually changed my perspective on what success looks like for me, because I had a chance to have different experiences that I didn't have when I was younger that kind of allowed me to come full circle and develop a more full worldview about the way that I saw the world and what I wanted for my life in the future. When I was younger, the only thing that was really important to me was making money. And so I felt like having a successful business of any kind, no matter, for me, I was like a workhorse. I wanted to work 70 and 80 hours a week. I didn't care if I saw my friends. I didn't care if I talked to my family members. All I wanted was the money. All I wanted was a nice, big, luxury car. All I wanted was some jewelry. All I wanted was to live in a big house, because I had never had the chance to achieve those things at that present moment. But looking back and reflecting, I realized that moving forward, that's not what's really important. And it's not that it's not important to be successful or that you can't earn a lot of money, but the more money that I made, it was really more so about how I made it. When my solar company was successful, I didn't take any trips. I didn't go out of the country. I wasn't hanging out by the beach at noon. I was locked in my office 8 to 12 hours a day. 8 hours would have been a light day at the time. And yeah, we were making 50, 60, 70, sometimes up to 100 grand a month. But at the end of the day, I did not build a business that was revolving around my freedom. I didn't have systems in place that were going to allow me to live the kind of lifestyle I want. And so at 31, I look back and there's certain things that I wouldn't do at 31 that I would at 20. Like for me, compromising the way that I want to live for what I want to have is not the way that I want to build wealth in the future. I don't want to have to sacrifice seeing my family, seeing my kids, seeing my loved ones so that I can make $1 in the office. I want to create a business that revolves around my creativity, revolves around me producing something that's authentic to the world, producing something that changes the hearts of people. That when I die, I don't want people to think and look back on my life and say, Dwayne, he helped me save $75 a month on my electric bill. Like that's not what I want my legacy to be. I want my legacy to be like he touched my heart in a different kind of way. I watched his video and it changed my life. Like I want to have an impact on the hearts and the minds of people, and for that to be my legacy. And I want to be able to build a business around an idea that allows me to live in Thailand, allows me to live in Brazil, allows me to be at the beach at 2 o'clock in the daytime, allows me to be able to create and distribute value with systems, with technology, with AI, the different tools that I can use so that I get to the opportunity to have money and freedom. So for me, step 2 is not just about creating material success, but it's about not compromising my freedom in order to achieve right, those levels of financial success. And so that's really what this video is about. It's about talking about those experiences and letting people know that may not have gotten there yet, that it's not just about getting there, it's about the road that you take to get there. Because, you know, during those times, and just to get into, you know, a bit of the dark part of this story is when I was, how old would I have been? Maybe 25, you know, when my dad committed suicide, I went through this period for 24 to 36 months where, in order to drown out facing the emotions that I felt revolving around this big loss, I drowned myself in work. I drowned myself in the office. And it wasn't until years later, being able to talk with people, being able to go to therapy and support groups, that I was in a position to realize that I had never processed my emotions. I had never processed the trauma, the various things that have made me the person that I am today. And so with all of those things in place and having a healthy mind, I feel like I'm in a much better position in the future to be able to create value for the world in a way that is authentic. And I think that's just as important as, if not more important, than just how much you make. So the why in this video is, you know, why make this video today? Why put this out today? Is because obviously you guys know that I'm pre-launching a book which is called Rich White Men Secrets, which really just details in great length the mentors that I've had along the way that have shown me different roads to success, different systems of automation that I can put in place to have that kind of financial freedom. For people who look like me, you know, people who look like me tend to think and see the world from the perspective of, you know, people who are not like us are our enemies and they only want to seek to oppress us. But my opinion has been that I've learned a much greater lesson in building wealth and creating systems that work for me than I have experienced oppression and hate. And so I want to share those experiences with you guys in this book that's going to be coming out. And I hope that you guys will read it when it's time. But the most important thing that I can say in the lesson is all this is, you know, when you really come to terms with the fact that time is your greatest resource, you'll realize that it's very important what you create each and every day. And as you can see, when you look at where the workforce is going in 2025 and 2026 and beyond, AI is taking over. AI is here to stay. AI is going to be developed. It's going to be perfected. Robots are going to be performing a lot of the labor jobs and a lot of the day-to-day tasks that maintain the system. And so the people that are going to be getting rich in the future are the people who are tapping into building their presence, being visible at a large scale, and having influence in the world. You can't have influence in the world if the things that you do not affect the hearts and minds of people. So I want you to think about that. If you're in a position right now where you think, this is my only route. Maybe you work at a restaurant, maybe you're waiting tables, maybe you're an electrician, maybe you're in construction. And I want you to think about the sacrifice that you make every day versus what kind of life you actually deserve and the kind of things that you would need to do in order to create the opportunity to have that experience for yourself. That's where I'm at right now. I'm in a place where I'm rebuilding. As you guys can see behind me, everything looks so beautiful. I'm out here, right here on Ocean Boulevard in Los Angeles, and I recently moved here to completely start over from scratch with no network, right? Creating a new startup and having an entirely new concept to build around. But sometimes starting over is the only way that you're going to get to the destination that you set out to get to when you first started this journey for yourself. And some of you guys are afraid of what that looks like. And I know because I've been there too. I was very afraid of, you know, what are people going to think if I have to decrease my spending, or if I'm not making enough money because I'm building something that I truly can be proud of at the end of the day? What are people going to think if I put away this business that is killing me at the end of the day It's taking all of my life energy and all of my time so that I can drive a Range Rover and live in a big house. What are people going to think if I give up those things in pursuit of something that I think is greater? And I want you guys to know that the end result of creating something from the perspective of being your authentic self and using the natural God-given talents that you have to impact people's lives is worth it. But we're so programmed by fear and by the idea of social perception that we don't want people to think that we can't afford to make a payment on the most recent vehicle, or that we can't afford to buy new jewelry, or we've been wearing the same clothes, or any of these social programs that are designed to keep you from really being in touch with who you actually are. So if you're watching this video, if there's anything that I want you to gain from it, it's to let go of the social conditioning that is telling you who you are is what you wear, who you are is what you drive, who you are is what you own. And I want to challenge you to get back to who you are is what you create, who you are is how you make people feel, who you are is how you show up in the world as your authentic self. And I think that if you'll take this journey with me, the end result is happiness. And I've seen the other side, and I just want you guys to know that money alone won't make you happy, right? We all know this. So I'm challenging you, show up in the world as your authentic self and take this journey with me into 2026, and let's make this magic happen. I'm gonna be dropping some links right below this video. If it's not below the video and it's on Instagram, I'm gonna put some links in my bio so that you can make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. But I hope to see you guys on my next video, and I hope that something that you heard in this video inspires you to be the greatest version of yourself moving forward from today. All right, thanks guys. See you later.